afternoon, everybody, or possibly still good morning, depending on where you're sitting here in the country. My name is Jim McDaniel. I'm the Marketing and Advertising Director for URL Insurance Group. I'll give a little introduction of who we are, and then I'll hand things over to Matthew McKinney, our partner at Manhattan Life, and he will do the presentation. So URL Insurance Group, we've been in business for almost 30 years here. We're based in Harrisburg, Central Pennsylvania. We are a marketing insurance brokerage. We work with many different companies. Right now you should be seeing the homepage of our website, and I'll just give a little background on that. URLs consists of 5 different departments. We have our Annuity Solutions Department, Employee Benefits, Health Plan Options, Life Markets, and Medicare offerings. We work with agents all over the country, and if you have products that you write in any of those different lines, I'm sure there's somewhere that we can partner together. You're looking at our homepage here, where it's a pretty robust website, just somewhat newly launched in the last month. If you are on a tablet or on a mobile phone, it plays nice with all those devices as well. So if you access it any of those ways, you'll be able to see everything on any of those devices. As you browse around, you'll see we have a lot of different quoting tools, lead programs, marketing tools to help you grow and expand your business. And you also see we have a trip that we've been doing almost 30 years there. It's up on the screen now. In 2016, our President's Club goes to Grand Cayman, and I think Matthew is going to discuss a little bit about the trips that Manhattan Life has, and actually as an agent that writes with us, you can kind of double dip into our trip and their trip, so the production you write with this product would qualify you for both. If you have questions as we go, you can enter them on the control panel there to the right. I'll read them all out at the end, and Matthew will answer them. This webinar is being recorded, so if you can't stay on the whole time, you can view it at your leisure or review it at any time you'd like afterwards. We'll send a follow-up email out as well with some contracting information. One thing I will note, we have a really easy contracting process here at URL. We call it our flash packet. You fill out one set of kind of generic forms. We can take those forms, apply it to any of the carrier contracts that you would choose to work with us on, and we will submit those to the carriers upon your approval. So without any further ado, I'm going to take the controls here and hand them over to Matthew, who is the Worksite Agency Director for Manhattan Life, and will be our presenter for the webinar here today. All right, Matthew, go ahead. You should be able to show your screen. I'll let you know when I can see it.
All right.
Looks good.
All right. Appreciate it. Hope everybody can hear me all right. My name is Matthew McKinney. I'm with Manhattan Insurance Group. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the out-of-pocket protection plan. This is a new plan that we've launched here in the past year, and it's quickly becoming our #1 seller. So I think everybody's going to really enjoy what we have to see today. A little bit about our company. We are Manhattan Insurance Group. It's comprised of 4 separate companies that include Family Life, Central United Life, Manhattan Life, and Western United Life. We do an array of different things, everything from med supp, annuities, ancillary products, and life products. We've been in existence and an acquiring company since 1982. Some of the companies that we have acquired are as old as 1850. So that's a little bit about us. We're based in Houston, Texas, and over the last, since 1982, we've made about 100 acquisitions and are still growing. So we're going to talk a little bit about the market here, and everybody knows that the market premium, in order to reduce premium, that first initial cost, you have to increase out of pocket. And so with that, you've got a cost on the back end. The problem is that if you do that, with out-of-pockets reaching $6,600 and 100% of the population having out-of-pocket, can your client really afford to use their insurance? So we're reducing a cost on the front end to help them afford to buy something that they may not be able to afford to use. So that's what we're trying to solve here with the out-of-pocket protection plan. So what if we had a situation where you could reduce or possibly eliminate expenses at a fraction of the cost, allowing them to have a low premium, initial premium, but still reduce that out-of-pocket exposure. This would provide cash for them when they need to use it. And we're talking about insurance and when they need it most. And when somebody needs to utilize their insurance, that's when the cost comes into play, whether it be $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. Plus, along with this, we have the ability to increase commissions. So out-of-pocket protection is here. So let's delve into it a little bit. How does this product work? Well, we have online enrollment in minutes. We have an issue age on this product of 18 to 69 years old. This pays directly to the policyholder. So this policy is an ancillary product that you would sell in addition to your medical sales, and it's going to pay cash directly to them. They can assign this benefit, but I always recommend that they don't. I say, lock your policy card in your closet. Don't tell anybody you have this policy, and we're going to give you cash directly rather than assigning. You have the option to choose benefits and premium, so you can shop by benefit or you can shop by premium. This pays in addition to all other insurance. So we're not coordinating any benefit along with our plan. We're not saying, well, you only paid $400 to the hospital, so that's all we're giving you. There's no deductibles or networks, so you can take this anywhere. And we have easy online claim filing. All right, one other option with our particular plan here is that you don't need a Social Security number. That's one of the unique things about our company, as long as you have an individual tax identification number. So you got to be here legally, you got to have a tax number, but if you're here and you don't have a Social Security number, we'll still take you as long as you have an IPI. All right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about this plan. All right, so this plan is comprised of your base benefits, which is what we're looking at right now. That includes a daily inpatient hospital confinement benefit of either $100 or $200. This will pay up to 10 days, whatever amount you select. This is a reoccurring benefit. So if you go into the hospital 3 times in a calendar year, it will pick up and start over again. Assuming you were in the hospital for 3 days and you had a $100 benefit, you get $300. And then for 5 days, you'd get another $500. And if you went in the hospital for another 10 days, you'd get $1,000. The other portion of the benefit is the first hospital admission benefit. This benefit is once per calendar year, and it pays in addition to this other inpatient hospital confinement. This is designed to provide a one-time lump sum amount to help cover your out-of-pocket expenses. You have 3 amounts you can select from: $2,500, $5,000, or $6,350. Included in this plan are 2 doctor's office visits. So automatically you're going to get $100 back if you go to the doctor twice per year. There's no restrictions on what a doctor's office visit. We just you will get your bill, send it off to us. We pay that without looking at the claim, so it's paid immediately. There are some riders that go along with this particular plan. There's an outpatient surgery benefit that pays twice per year. You can select $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000 benefit. And then there's emergency accident benefit of $250 4 times per year. Now that caps out at 4 times per year, and I always tell everybody, if you're in the emergency room 4 times for an accident, you need to stop doing whatever it is that you're doing, because it's not working. So pretty healthy cap on that particular benefit. So let's look at some rates here. So we're going to look at the rate manual here, and we're going to talk a little bit about online enrollment in a second, so you can kind of see how this plan works online. You're not going to have to break out your calculator with the client. We've got a rate tally that's going to automatically do this and do it online for you. So don't worry about all that. We're just going to see how we get the rate. So when we're looking at somebody, let's look at a 54-year-old, and we're looking at $100 a day, $5,000 lump sum, and then you have your doctor's office built in. So the rate for somebody who's 54-year-old, whether they were a smoker, non-smoker, male or female, is going to be $28.49 per month. Now keep this in mind. You're going to get $100 back when you claim on your 2 doctor's office visits from that automatically, okay? And the doctor's office visits are commissionable as well too. So for less than $30, you can have a plan that's going to give you $5,000 if you go into the hospital. It's going to give you $100 back if you go see the doctor twice per year, and then it's going to give you additional hospital benefit. If you wanted to include outpatient surgery, you could, and you can also include emergency accident. Now, one thing is, what do we classify hospital confinement? That's going to be considered being admitted to the hospital as a resident bed patient for a 24-hour period. So if you're just hanging out in the emergency room, we're not going to consider that a hospital visit. You actually got to be admitted to the hospital as a resident bed patient and be there for at least 24 hours. Along with this, we have individual and spouse rates, we have individual and child rates, and we have family rates. This is going to pay the amount for each person that's insured. Okay, so if you're an individual spouse, each person will get the same benefit of $5,000 if you select $5,000. You're both going to get 2 doctor's office visits. If you select family, it gives you up to 3 children, and it's the same thing there. The children are all going to get their own benefit in their doctor's office. Now, if you've got more than 3 children, you can add on each additional child. It just depends how many children you got. If you want to leave some off, that's always an option too. All right. So what we're talking about here is we're talking about turning bronze into gold. We've heard this expression. URL has used this expression with some of their solicitations as well. But we really want to kind of look at this. This is a theoretical example. What we've done is we've taken some average bronze individual plan pricing, and it's going to differ wherever you are in the country. Some people are going to see this and go, wow, that's incredibly low. Some people may say, yeah, that's about right. But the concept is the same. What we're looking at is saying, if you're selling somebody a bronze plan, and you can add a plan that's going to be inexpensive, that's going to give them a lump sum of money if they have to utilize their insurance, they're still going to save money as opposed to going to a silver or a gold plan. So that concept remains constant no matter where you're at. And keep this in mind. When we're looking at this, we're looking at a plan for a 54-year-old. This rate is going to be under $20 if we're looking at somebody who's 33 or 34 or 29. It's going to be significantly lower if you're looking at somebody who's 42 or 43. And the premium, if you're looking at somebody who's 55 and above, is only going to go up just a little bit from here. So everybody's going to be at least $38 or less. Okay, so the opportunity lies here with the agents out there is you have a 6-month advance availability, and you'd have to qualify for that. You have increased commissions. You're already making a sale to your client, and you're selling a product. Attaching this plan to it is going to increase your commissions because you're making an extra sale. We have incentive trips that are included with this, and we're going to get to that in a second. And this is going to give your client cash when they use their insurance. This is the most important emotional tie that your client can have. Recently, last year, I had the opportunity to max my out-of-pocket with my family on my health insurance. And every day, when you do this, every day you receive bills. You don't even know what they're for. You start to get cross-eyed with your explanation of benefit. And you're getting a bill for $1,700 from the hospital, $1,900, services rendered that you don't even know what they're for. And as this happens, and you go work all day, and you get home, and you get slapped with a big bill, just to keep your family healthy, it's sinking. It's a sinking feeling. Well, I have this plan on myself. I received a $5,400 check from my employer because I have this plan. And I'll tell you, nothing feels better than getting cash in the mail. And that's what this policy provides. It gives your client that outlet to be able to survive when they feel like they're not going to survive. While everybody else is digging into their pocket asking for money, which is what happens when they use that insurance. Every time they break that card out, somebody's going to ask for money. We're the ones putting money back in it. And that's the way I want you to think about that. Even if you can't facilitate an entire out-of-pocket, if they can only afford $2,500 but they have a $5,000 out-of-pocket, I promise you, if something happens and they utilize their insurance and they hit that $5,000 out-of-pocket, if somebody sends them a $2,500 check, they're going to be very excited. So package your out-of-pocket protection plan with all your sales. Everybody has out-of-pocket exposure, even clients that aren't yours. Ask them, hey, do you have what's your max out-of-pocket? I've got a plan that will help alleviate that for less than 20 bucks. Do you want to talk about it? This is the opportunity here. Here's a state availability map. Anything that is green means go. So as we're looking here, this encompasses a lot of the South and up there near Illinois. Anything that is blue, we have filed in, but it has not yet been approved. URL is based in Pennsylvania, and we're eagerly awaiting to get this product approved there, as well as in California and Nevada. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about Manhattan Direct, and then I'm going to kind of show you our enrollment system. This is one of our biggest strengths, is our enrollment system. Everybody loves it. So as you become appointed, each agent receives a link. It looks like what's listed down there at the bottom. And this is your enrollment link. You can create a desktop icon. You click on that, and it takes you directly to our system. This is going to give you access to all the products that we have available. Now, on this particular example, I only have 2 products available on here because this was a deductible example. Included on the system are 9 different products. They include 2 accident products, 2 cancer products, several different indemnity products, life insurance, simplified life insurance, critical illness. So there's an array of different products on here that you'll have the opportunity to look at and the opportunity to sell when you become appointed. Okay, so what you would do simply here, and let me show you, is you would click on whatever product is listed. So if we're looking at the out-of-pocket protection plan, you'd click on it. And then it's going to take you to a screen that's going to show you exactly what I've gone through. It's going to show you what the benefits are and the examples there. So this is kind of a selling screen. You can simply go through here and click Get Quote, and it'll take you to the next screen. Once you get here, you would type in the applicant, whether they want employee only, employee spouse. You type in their birth date, their gender, their tobacco preference, and then the state you're selling. Whatever states that you want to be appointed in, we would show on the system. Okay, if the product wasn't approved there, it wouldn't show that state. So we have the ability to add multiple states. We won't appoint you in that state until you write a piece of business in that state. So you can go ahead and list everywhere you've got a license, and then we'll only appoint you as you write. Then here would also list the effective date. This will automatically toggle to the next available effective date, and you can change it if you don't want it to be. It goes to the 1st of the month or the 15th of the month, depending on what the day is in the month. You can manually change that. You could make it effective today if you wanted to. Once you click on there, it's going to give you the quoting system. Now, when we're looking at this, what this is going to do is as you select your options, and the options are going to list the premium based on the age that you input and whether they're in a self or a self and spouse or a family. As you click those buttons, it's going to total the premium there at the bottom. Now, since doctor's office visits are included, they're automatically showing in the total premium, and then it will tally all that information up for you. So that's what gives you the ability to shop by price. When we said shop by plan or price, you could go in here thinking what you want to buy, and then you can reduce it if the premium's too high. And that is the way this plan needs to be sold, is as you package this with your major medical. Okay? Have this as an automatic addition to what it is that you're providing, and then work backwards with your client. That way you're giving them some coverage that's going to provide cash rather than trying to add to it at the end. Okay. Once you click apply, it's going to bring you to the applicant information. It's going to be general information. We do ask for employer information just to kind of track the quality of business. There's not an employer requirement, but if you're self-employed, just list whatever your business name you go by, Ray's Hardware Shop or ABC Cleaning, and then hours worked per week. If you're a housewife or a house husband, just list that. This is just going to be general information. As you go through here, it will get to the billing information. You can select credit card or bank draft, checking or savings. We also provide this plan on list bill. So for agents out there who are doing groups, we can list bill. There's a completely different group enrollment system where we can load censuses to it as well. And then we're going to get to the questions. And before we get started on the questions, there's one thing I forgot to mention that I want to make sure. On this particular plan, there is a 12-month pre-ex on pre-existing conditions. So we're going to look at the medical questions here. We're looking back a couple of years, 12 years, and then, or excuse me, 12 months, and then we're going to go forward 12 months. After that 12-month period, everything is covered. So we're going to look to make sure they're performing normal activities, that they're not currently pregnant. Have they been treated for high elevated blood pressure? And this is simplified issue. It's not guarantee issue. But what you're going to find when you read the agent guide here is you've got to have some pretty serious conditions to not be eligible for this plan. And we'll look at that in a second as well, too. So simplified issue underwriting here. And then we're going to ask if you've seen a physician in the last 12 months for anything serious. And then we're going to ask if you've had any of these conditions. These conditions are the conditions in the last 5 years that would be a knockout. So we're talking about serious conditions, liver disorders, emphysema, diabetes treated with insulin, AIDS, alcoholism. The biggest ones that are going to be knockout are going to be probably heart disease or heart attacks. Those are listed, and those are probably going to be the ones that you would see the most. And then probably height weight. We do have a height weight chart, but it's, like I said, it's extremely liberal. I'm a 6-foot male. I can weigh 298 pounds and still qualify for this plan. So that's adding about an extra 100 pounds to me. That becomes a little tougher here in the South. I am based in Jacksonville, Florida, so but some of y'all's locations that may seem pretty out there. But the great news is about this, if you have a client that doesn't qualify for this, we have another plan that is a guarantee issue plan for working individuals. So if you have an interest in that, let me know, and I can send you information on that. So we're providing a solution for everybody. So if you know going in that they don't qualify, sell them the GI plan. GI plan is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be more expensive. So what we're doing is we're showing you the plan that's going to be affordable, and it's going to be, for 9 out of 10 people, they're going to qualify. And then you would simply put the mother's maiden name and click submit, and your application is done. What's going to pop up on your screen? So if you notice, you're giving the client is giving you the authority to put in the mother's maiden name and click submit. So you can take applications over the phone. We can run through call centers here. You can do them in person. You can embed your link on your website and have people self-enroll. There are numerous ways to market this. If you want to send it out through Facebook, you can do that too. Once the application is submitted here, it's going to show you this screen, which says view the application. You can print the application and give it to the client if you want. It'll give you the option to submit another application. This is going to take you back to that product where you could enroll another person in it. Or you can view choose another product. If you view choose another product, it's going to save all that personal information in there. And then when you go to the to select another product, you don't have to retype everything. And then, of course, you can click yes, I'm done. And that's it. That's the enrollment system. Agent guide. So I mentioned this. This is a 4-page agent guide. We do recommend that you review this agent guide so you know everything about the product, so you're familiar with it. And that's available for to be emailed out if anybody wants it as well too. And you'll get a copy when you get appointed. We do have a website, manhattanlife.com. When you submit your contract, you're going to remain in a pending status until you write a piece of business. So your first piece of business is going to take a little bit slower because we're going to actually appoint you on the back end. We have to do a background check and a financial check if you're on advances. But then once you're appointed, you're going to go into an active status. So the first piece of business takes a little bit longer. You do have the option to go to the website, manhattanlife.com. There's an agent portal here. You can see in-force business. You can see your commissions. You can download brochures. You can do pretty much everything on this website. Also, when you become appointed, I'll send you my contact information as well too. And if you have any questions or want any private trainings, we can offer that service to you as well. So let's talk about the fun part. All this talk about insurance, let's talk about what happens when we sell a lot of it. We have 2 trips that we offer, and our trips are, I've worked for 3 different insurance carriers in my career, and our trips are by far the best trips that I've had the opportunity to be on. Our first trip is going to go to Aspen. So this is the President's Club trip. Qualification for this is $50,000 of annualized premium. Qualification ends at the end of April, okay? And this is paid premium with some good persistency. So that trip's pretty good. I have not had the opportunity to go to Aspen, so that sounds pretty good to me. Some of you may live around there, so that's not too exciting. But we do have a trip where we're going to Italy. So we're going to be going to Rome and Venice. Okay. Now, all of the agents who are on this who aren't currently appointed with us, the good news is that on September 1st, we lowered the qualification, so it takes $75,000 of annualized premium to get to this trip. So if we're looking at the example that we gave, which I think was like $28, let's assume $30, you'd have to sell about a little over 200 of these policies in order to qualify for Italy in the next 5-6 months. Our trips are fantastic. We normally stay at the Four Seasons. Our chairman utilizes these trips as kind of a family vacation. He views his agents and his producers as being part of the family and really wants to show them a good time. And so we normally stay at some of the best places wherever it is that we go. There is lots of free time. We don't bog people down with having to have constant meetings and all of those things. And there's lots of freedom associated with it. And then on top of it, we'll have a welcome dinner and then an award ceremony. And this trip is normally about 7 to 8 days. So this is going to be a fun one. I encourage everybody to set that goal to try and get here. And that's basically it for the presentation. The underwriting company on this product, Central United Life. So that's going to be the paper that it's written on. And I appreciate everybody being on here. I'm going to flip it over to Jim now.
All right, Matthew, thanks a lot. You can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. And we did have some questions that came through. Byron here has a few. And his first question is, must the base benefits be purchased to get other additional benefits, or is it like a cafeteria of choices?
Excuse me. There's three benefits that need to be selected. The hospital inpatient hospital benefit of 100 or 200. You have to select one of those. You have to select your hospital base of 25, 5,000 or 6350. And then also included in that is going to be your doctor's office visits. Once you select those 3 benefits, then you have the option to add outpatient surgery or emergency accident. So I hope that clarifies it.
And as you and I discussed prior, as we were waiting to start the webinar here today, anybody under 69 that's Medicare eligible would be excluded, correct? Or Medicare.
That's correct.
Enrolled in Medicare.
Yeah, once you enroll in Medicare, you're not eligible. If you currently have a plan and you become Medicare age, we would send you out something annually. But they will ask that question on the application, and if you answer it yes, then you're not eligible. So they didn't want to market it as a Medicare supplement type plan. So.
All right, and can it be set up as an HSA plan?
Well, because we have doctor's office included, I believe that would exclude us from HSA. It's been a while since I've studied the HSA law. So I can get verification on that, but I believe since we do offer doctor's office visits that would exclude us from it. However, we are working on seeing if we can carve out the doctor's office visits. If we do that, I believe that we're going to be set up to where it can be sold as an HSA option. I will double check that, and whomever is asking the question, Jim, I'll send you the answer and you can forward it on to them as well.
Sure, yeah. We'll have a follow-up email that'll go out most likely tomorrow. It'll have a link to the recording, and we'll include brochures and contracting links and all those things, and we can include that additional information as well if we have it by then. If not, we'll follow up directly with who asked. Richard has a question. Will this integrate with an online enrollment system? Must we load the data even if we already have it in an enrollment system? Sounds like he might have his own enrollment system or something.
Yeah, I can answer that question in several different ways. We have partnered with a couple of different enrollment vendors that are out there where we've added this product to it, and I'm happy to refer you to those vendors. If you have your own electronic enrollment software and are looking to integrate this product, we can work on that. We're in the thick of ACA, so it would take some time in order to kind of get that done because we have IT obligations currently. But that is possible for us to do for anybody who currently has their software and wants to look into adding this product to it.
Good deal. Byron asks, so it's really not a guaranteed issue product if you answer yes to those questions, correct?
Yeah, this is not a guarantee issue product. I would consider it's a simplified issue. So there are knockout health conditions. There are conditions that are major conditions like diabetes type 2 that we consider. And then there is a height weight chart. So there is an element of underwriting to this. However, we're not underwriting it like the old health plans used to be. So a lot of plans that you've seen come out are doing hard underwriting on these type of plans. We're not doing that. It's designed to be kind of a simplified yes, no, and move on. And as I mentioned, if somebody does not qualify for this plan, we do have another indemnity plan that is designed to be a supplemental plan that is guarantee issue. It's going to be more expensive and the benefits are going to differ. But that is available for anybody who wants to see it, and I can send that information over to you as well. So anybody who asks for it, we can provide that as well.
All right, great. Questions keep coming through here.
Okay.
Does this hospital confinement include accident and sickness? Aristet asks.
Yeah, the hospital confinement benefit is going to be accident or sickness. So all we care about is that you're confined to the hospital for a 24-hour period as a resident bed patient. How you got there, we're not too concerned about unless it's part of the exclusions. You can't be drunk. That would be one of the exclusions, but or committing a felony. But other than that, accident or sickness, it doesn't matter. The only benefit that's going to be accident only is going to be the emergency room benefit. That, which is a rider that pays you $250. So if you select that rider on there, that one, you can't go to the emergency room for a sickness. It has to be an accident.
Gotcha. Will you accept spreadsheet enrollment and self-billed payroll deductions? Richard asks.
Well, if what we do have available is an enrollment system. It's a group enrollment system that we have called ACE, where we can load your census in there, and that gives you the ability to do the same enrollment with everything already included. So we have a census template that we would provide to you. We'd load all that information into the group enrollment system, and then you can go through and kind of queue it out. So any groups where you've got an employer-paid situation and you wanted to, if it's 50 people, we would simply load that census in the format it's in into the system, and then we go and we'd submit those applications one by one. So we do have a group enrollment platform to be able to do it.
Okay, Leslie's got a question on the marketing side of things. Any kind of marketing tools for this? Any advertising, newspaper ads, anything like that that's kind of pre-canned that agents could take and run with?
Currently, one thing that we have constructed that I've kind of come up with here, as I mentioned, is we do have a video that we've created for this particular product. This video is more geared towards agents rather than the consumer, but it's effective in the same right. of saying what it does. We can provide that to agents if they want to look at that. We are working with the marketing department on some direct mail pieces. However, when we do those type of pieces, we require agents pay the mailing on them. And so currently, right now, that's what we have available.
All right, great. Julie has a question. First couple doctor's office visits on ACA plans are free, preventative. So can Manhattan Plan doctor office visit repayment come with any doctor visit of the client's choice, or must it be the first two?
No, it's what we're looking at is actual charges billed. So yeah, it can be whatever doctor's office visits that they'd want to submit. And when they submit what they would do is they would get excuse me, they'd get a HCFA form from the doctor that just shows the amount that was billed to the provider, and they just send that in, and we pay directly off that. As I mentioned, this product does have a 12-month pre-ex, but we don't look at the pre-ex when it comes to doctor's office visits. We just kind of jet pay those.
So if they went in for a preventative appointment and there was no charge to the consumer, then they couldn't make a claim for the $50.
It's not the charge to the consumer. Yeah, it's not the charge to the consumer. It's the charge that's actually to the provider. So.
Even though it's free to the consumer, there's still a charge to the provider.
Yeah, because keep in mind, as I mentioned, we're not coordinating. So you may sell somebody a $6,300 benefit, and when they go into the hospital, the bill they get may be $3,200. We're not going to shave that down. We're going to pay them as long as they've had those charges up to that amount. What they're paying and what they're being charged are two separate things. So when they file the claim, they're going to get a UBO4 form from the hospital and submit that to our claims department, and that's going to show their the kind of the admission date and all that. So because we're not coordinating it, we're not shaving anything down based on what they've spent. We're just providing whatever the amount is for the contract.
All right, great. Gerald asks, can this be marketed as an individual or a group product?
Yes, you can sell this to an individual, and you can sell this in group. We're doing a lot of group business with this product as well. We're also finalizing some of our group underwriting. So I've just emailed our chief marketing officer, who is my boss, and gave him my write-up on what I think it should be. So we're looking to have some guarantee issue limits that would guarantee policies. They would still have a 12-month pre-ex, and that would be available for groups. And so kind of look for that. I'm not going to give any more information than that because I don't want to get excited and let anybody down, but we'll be coming out with some good group underwriting associated with this plan, and we'll send that to you shortly.
Okay, great. I did have a couple people ask some questions on commissions. I'm going to defer those to Christy Saul in our company here, who's the VP of our Health Plan Options Department. She'll be able to discuss the different levels, and obviously I'm sure we can do agency contracts and different things like that. So she would be the one to speak with on that. And like I said, the follow-up email from this webinar will come from her. So if you reply to that and you have any questions on specific commission stuff, she'll be able to work through that with you. And it looks like maybe one last question here. If anybody else has anything, go ahead and type it in. If not, looks like Dennis will have the last one. If a person is insured prior to becoming enrolled in Medicare, can the policy continue thereafter?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
So if a person is insured prior to becoming enrolled in Medicare, can the policy continue? And I think you're going to say that it cancels when they enroll in Medicare.
What will happen is once they enroll in Medicare, once they become Medicare age eligible, we would send them a letter annually that would just say, have you enrolled in Medicare? And if they say yes, then we would end up canceling the policy. So it would not continue. If they do not enroll in Medicare, it is guaranteed renewable until age 70. But once they enroll in Medicare and they get their annual letter, it would be canceled.
So the opportunity are people that are on group plans or still working, that kind of stuff.
Group plans, people in ACA, under 65 market is going to be your main market.
But over 65 would be the people that not in Medicare that are still working or something.
Yeah, they'd
like
be
that.
they would be in a group plan. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, great. Well, that's all the questions I have. Matthew, thanks a lot for your time. Thanks to everybody else on the call today. I know it's 2 open enrollment periods going on right now, but we really felt this was a timely product for what's happening, and it's one of the best ones we've seen. So we certainly appreciate everybody's time today, and look for a follow-up email, and hopefully we can partner together in the future with some of these products.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Matthew. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.